The environment, right, is just our surroundings and the living order in which we're able to grow and to thrive, not only as humans, but all living beings.
Being able to enjoy a nice day and be in a nice environment definitely means a lot to me.
It's important for young people especially, I think, to be able to take a stand and about something so important.
To me, the environment means all of the living and non-living things that you encounter when you go outside, because everything is connected.
I personally grew a love of nature as a small child. I used to play in my backyard and swim in lakes.
Considering I have 4 kids, the environment is very important to me because I want to make sure that all 4 of my kids inherit an earth that is healthy for them so that they will grow up healthy and families and grandkids and so forth.
Despite our reliance on the earth and its importance to our daily lives, too little has been done to combat the pollution that enters our land, our water, and our skies every day.
Plastic is so prevalent.
Humans exist to take care of the environment and to take care of the things around us. And I think we've kind of lost sight of that.
A lot of us have so many years left to go, and
making sure that the environment is sustainable and breathable and healthy.
Think about every morning when we wake up, we breathe in air, but that's literally what keeps us going.
I think that a lack of mindfulness is the root of pretty much all environmental issues.
In order to make consumers globally truly aware of their environmental impact and businesses' impact, it would take a widespread global shutdown.
At least 6 people have died in an outbreak of the new coronavirus.
Tonight, New York State now says more than 10,000 people have been killed there.
Global cases rising above 650,000, with more than 30,000 dead.
Big trouble in the skies. The airline industry taking a devastating hit.
The Senate did unanimously approve an historic $2 trillion relief bill.
Traffic is non-existent.
Wall Street ending one of the worst weeks of trading since the financial crisis in 2008.
In an effort to flatten the curve and reduce the number of coronavirus cases, citizens globally stayed at home in quarantine, leaving metropolises just bustling months prior completely barren.
If you close down factories or reduce the amount of cars on the road, you're going to reduce the pollution levels. And from that, we can deduce that the economic activity has been decreased.
Levels of greenhouse gases, like nitrogen dioxide, have drastically decreased due to quarantine.
Goats are conquering empty streets. As soon as we withdraw, nature quickly takes over.
The reduction in trade and travel has allowed for environments to thrive, shown by clear canals in Venice for the first time in many years, as well as blue skies instead of smog-filled skies in China.
Our mountain range here now can be seen for the first time in probably around 100 years or so.
If we respond to the threat of climate change the way we have to the coronavirus, we would be well on our way to a zero carbon future.
Businesses are in the business of making money. So ultimately, they are going to look at what helps their profit. They rely on the raw resources that come from the environment, whether it be agriculture, where you're looking at mass production of food, or the production of cars, where you're looking at metal production. So, of course, they're going to have an impact on the environment because they rely on those raw resources.
When I started playing golf, I never realized how many pesticides they put into golf courses and like the amount of things that they're doing to maintain that much land.
Incredibly irresponsibly using the rainforest land.
Coal is our #1 energy generator. We use that in
to generate most of our electricity. When we're building all of these new homes, I don't understand why we're not already incorporating some of these energies into them. In areas where geothermal is viable, why not? Wind power, solar panels in with the structure of the home. I don't know why our building code is lacking that.
So many companies are using way too much and it's costing them too much.
It's more expensive sometimes to responsibly source and to take care of the environment while you're producing this product.
I don't know that they always are going to tell us the truth,
but we should understand that there's more going on behind the scenes than what we're seeing. The bigger things, the pollutants in the air, the transportation, the water usage, the stuff like that.
The coffee farms that we worked with in Costa Rica, those farmers don't really have a huge reason to protect their environment while they're harvesting coffee. They want to just be able to produce the most that they can so they can make the most money that they can so they can provide for their families. So it's hard for them to think about, oh, down this stream, you killed off all wildlife.
They always come up with these elaborate plans, and I don't know that it always has to be something elaborate as much as it's just the small things you do, because if I do small things and you do small things, those small things over many people accumulate.
I think if we're all held accountable for the choices that we make, maybe each business should be assessed every couple of years, just like we are assessed every couple of years on our ability to drive a car.
And I think sometimes as consumers, we forget about the power that we have.
Telling our manufacturers that we desire products that are good for the environment.
If consumers are very stingy with the way they spend their money, businesses will accommodate the consumer. Whether they like it or not, they want to go where the money is at.
The downside, of course, is often the cost. The difficult part about it is that we are in a financial place where we can afford the extra cost. But I know that there were times in my life where extra dollars meant a lot to us.
That as a consumer with paying more, it definitely depends on what I'm paying more for. Be like a reusable water bottle, I'll definitely pay more for that because I'm gonna get a lot of use out of it. Small things that I'm going out of my way to pay more for, when it's not having as much of an impact, I might be a bit more iffy.
I think this is happening more, which is good, but I think that every company should be required to have a sustainability coordinator.
An environmental awareness employee that made sure all their decisions were being monitored.
A team in place and a guidebook and some projects and some things that show what you're doing well. You know, let people get creative with how they move the organization forward.
Have people who know what they're doing, scientists, activists.
United Healthcare Group, they had somebody perform a waste audit. They assessed that they had so much paper waste that they went to entirely paperless internal communication, which saved over 130,000 trees every year.
I'm sure that companies want to maintain their public relations and like have a good view to the public in general.
Businesses should have to, create the reports that say exactly how much they're putting into the air.
A lot of rules got rolled back.
Governmental and policy pressure is something else we can be doing.
And I think that's extremely dangerous when companies are allowed to put more pollutants into the air and into the water and into our food supply.
Using like fertilizers that don't have a lot of chemicals in them.
Be introspective and understand that we can all be doing more.
Levi's has a line of jeans made from 100% water bottles. Patagonia, they are committed to having at least 75% of their materials sourced from sustainable places. Their clothes may be more expensive, but it's because they're making environmentally friendly choices. Google relies on renewable energy, and Domino's Pizza uses 100% recyclable boxes. Starbucks is designing a strawless drinking cup.
All of my packaging is recyclable, and when we can, I've bought plastic containers that we reuse with cupcake orders and stuff like that.
I know that one thing that Georgia Tech does is they reuse some of their water from their rooftops. Just like having those small impacts, like either it be small, but if every business is doing something small, it'll definitely have an overall positive outcome at the end of the day.
So if you can start looking at what you're doing and what you're doing well, and then learn about taking on another area. So say your company is already recycling, are there ways to boost recycling around purchasing of paper, your purchasing of goods and materials? What are the next layers? And if, say, you have the perfect plan, Is it fully being implemented?
A business that's like making products, and they should try to save as much as possible, limit as much as they're doing, or have reusable items if they can for their products.
Buy local, manufacture local, then you don't have to ship as much.
I also believe in the cap and trade system. So you get a specific amount of stuff you're able to put into the air, and if you go over that, you have fines, or you trade it with another company. If we could find a way to do the cap and trade on an economically smart level for business, renewable energy is better because we are relying on energy that we're using up so quickly and at alarming rates that we are not going to be able to sustain ourselves in the future.
The technology is there. They've been there for a long time, and we just haven't incorporated them as fully as we should within our own residential homes, within businesses. And a lot of it has to do with that upfront cost. When you're getting ready to start your own home, incorporating those green energies up front is most definitely beneficial for you, because you basically have paid for it within several years.
It's sharing knowledge and spreading it and making it more accessible to the public. And just got to keep educating people on the benefits.
Some type of media, whether it is on television or radio or on Facebook, Instagram, I feel like sometimes those are better platforms for activists or for groups to start talking about what can be done. I think our lack of respect for our natural environment in itself has led to the initiation of the outbreak. In a way, it has made people realize of some of the things that they don't really have to have. They have started to realize more of their needs versus their wants, and with doing that has allowed us to slow down a little bit more and appreciate more of what's naturally around us.
That as long as you're transparent and you're doing everything you could be doing and setting goals for yourself as a business.
I think the majority of people want to do the right thing.
One person can make a difference. I mean, if you don't use straws ever again in your life, that makes a big difference. I think you as individuals could make a statement by only supporting companies that are environmentally friendly.
This is a communal effort, caring for our environment and caring for our people, and we have a responsibility to each other and to the generations after us for the choices that we make now. And holding people responsible means that they will stop, pause, and consider the impact that they're having on the environment.